Welcome to your magic moon message on this very rainy moon in Sagittarius day. Moon in Sag, sun in Pisces. Uh, welcome, welcome. We are coming into the completion of this Pisces season cycle. In about a week from now, we'll be activating this Noah's Ark journey. Everything up until this point, using that analogy, I would say is, well, you building the ark and experiencing the floodwater rain down and drown the same voices and influences that almost looked at you crazy for building an ark, instructed through nothing but faith. Of course, this ark you've built is a representation of your beliefs about yourself and where you're taking your life on this journey. Beliefs that may involve faith and evidence of things unseen, inner knowings about what to do with your life or where to take your life, self-concepts about who you believe yourself to be that exist beyond postmodern materialist reductionist science that is plaguing the world today. At least is not so much as bad, actually they're all bad, just as much as, dogmatic religions that practice a form of godliness but are not in any way godly. Honestly, none of this is a bad thing. This is an amazing thing, as you, despite all these voices and noise, you haven't ever been alone. So you're taking the whole, even if it seems that way, some of you may feel that you're never alone, but you're taking the whole host of your experience and your philosophy, your beliefs, all in an effort to perceive and know the truth, guiding you along towards the end of one world into the next world. Okay? So, of course, the floodwaters continue to raise, and after the flood is pretty much covering everything, Noah kicks off his ark journey. And whereas I like to equate this quality of movement to the Saturn and Pisces transit, the new moon cycle in a week from now, and officially bringing that in, will do a whole lot to activate a new cycle of not just activation of beliefs, as well as, patterns that will enable you to step forward into the eclipse and apply that perception into a cardinal direction. But the week we're enacting now until then is making a 270-degree angle with the moon in Sag to the sun in Pisces, completing the previous cycle that we started in Aquarius, the new moon in Aquarius. Okay, not the constellation. We mean in the zodiac, the actual sign of Aquarius. Right now, the sun in the zodiac sign in Pisces is actually transiting through the constellation of Aquarius. We just don't say it's in Aquarius because we're not stupid. Anyway, that activation of knowledge in Aquarius awakened with Pluto and the god of war Mars, that activated action of this extraordinary awakening of more celestial and advanced supernatural energy, has now converted itself through the full moon, harvesting this game-changing perspective. And the week prior enabled us to come into an analytical understanding of where we're ready to shift our beliefs collectively. This may look like things getting revealed and exposed, but you want to see it for what it is, the beginning of the end of the world. Okay. So now this analytical understanding presented through the moon in Libra and transformed through the moon in Scorpio is now complete. And let's talk about this axis of magic real quick. The axis of magic can be seen through the mutable signs. The zodiac signs really help show you axioms and archetypes that play out in life regardless. It's not like the zodiac signs made this happen. These are just the archetypes symbolically that every culture in human history has had a name for. Okay, so basically you have the dream, that's Pisces. You have the idea, that's Gemini. You have the behavior, physically, the routine, the habits, that's Virgo. And then you have the vision, the Sagittarius. Gemini and Sag are very magic because this is the axis with which we can make dreams in Pisces a reality. Okay, so basically Pisces has been helping us with the sun and Mercury wrap our brains and minds around our awareness of the metaphysical, this extrasensory perception that through the growth of experience sparked every March 20 in Aries season, we're able to, of course, every year grow just by reviewing what we did right, wrong the year prior. This is what makes this the end of the year before we step into, of course, April, March 20th, or rather Aries, March 20th, Northern Hemisphere, spring. Okay, of course, obviously in the Southern Hemisphere, it's a different season. It's not going to be spring, but regardless, it's 0 degrees Aries. Okay, boom. So relative to this greater review and conclusion, the experimentation of Gemini enables a very intellectual and true understanding to put the foundation of this dream. Yeah, we may believe something, but what are we thinking about it so that we can sustain it? And we're going to have that in 2 weeks because we started Pisces season off with the moon in Cancer. So we haven't had a moon in Gemini yet. But the moon in Virgo now has broken down literally how specifically we can not only activate and step into the blossoming and effect of supernatural abilities and powers, even if this superpower is that you wake up early. You know, it doesn't have to be like you're floating, although some of you are levitating, performing telekinesis. Be careful, the government is looking for you. But no, for real. Other than that, outside of that, whether that's a joke or not, that analysis with the full moon in Virgo, right? You have, of course, experimentation with Gemini, that experimentation of, plugging in variables and, taking a theory and hypothesis and starting to play with it turns into analysis of Virgo. We've done the experiment. Now we have to analyze our results. When I did this happened. When I did this happened. We're now analyzing how it is we worked with the perception. And once we're done with analysis, Virgo, that turns to interpretation, Sagittarius. Because now once we've analyzed how an experience happened or what we experimented, now we have to interpret, well, what does all this mean? What does the analysis mean? And so relative to the full moon in Virgo that helped analyze the greater dream, we're transitioning out of one world into the next. Now we get to interpret the meaning of this dream. And that's what the moon in Sag, sun in Pisces is. We're understanding the higher ascended meaning of our moon in Sag, of our awareness, our collective universal awareness of the dream or of our belief. Okay, what this is going to do over the next week is it's going to take what we analyzed over the past week. It's going to interpret and help us understand and unfold. Hence the 270-degree angle is a pressure that is forcing us to change our beliefs, because the moon in Sag is helping us understand what they mean. Just like a week ago, we had to align what we believed with details that were coming out. So it's like you could believe in this, but once facts start to come out that now challenge those beliefs, we get to adjust our perspective. That's what mutable sign seasons ultimately help us do. And this is the final part of this game changer that is going to quite literally not only reveal this ascended understanding of basically what to see into the unseen, all right, but this is also going to help you understand the unseen metaphysical elements of your own supernatural quality and ability of your imagination. So imagine if your imagination was maybe one of the coolest applications that your body programmed, and that it is a metaphysical, non-material aspect of you that can time travel, literally imagine scenarios, and create situations with you. Co-creation. Neville Goddard calls your imagination God for this reason. All right. What if your imagination isn't just some subjective, illogical facet that you dream through? What if it could, be utilized? Once the moon goes into Capricorn after Sag, you're going to understand utilization of this. And this is what makes this a part of this evolution of humanity. Because, knowledge and wisdom like this is not new. But now the capacity for everyone to connect to it collectively versus back in the old days where there's just this one wise sage and monk who can do all these supernatural things. Welcome to the revolution. It's not anything that's happening out of nowhere. It's everything that, you, me, millions of other people have been working individually, connecting socially, and now converging collectively so that we could play our part in this shifting of humanity. While everyone is worried about the election and this war and that war, there's a war going on inside of you. It's the war that really is fought over how you identify yourself, over how you believe in yourself. And if we can prey on your low self-esteem, we don't even have to do anything. You'll do it for us. Okay? So this is involving frequencies that can't really even be seen practically, but you can sense them. And thankfully, the moon in Sagittarius in this ascended understanding, because the moon in Gemini is an intellectual, personal understanding. You're coming into an understanding based on your senses. The moon in Sag now takes this philosophical. We're coming into a higher meaning, a higher understanding. And since this is the 270-degree completion of the transit we started in Aquarius, you finished harvesting. So this is going to complete this change of perspective. I guarantee you, over the next 2 days, the way you entered today versus the way you'll leave tomorrow, you're quintessentially not only changing how it is and why it is you believe what you believe, but you are applying the analytical understanding and details that changed your perspective a week ago. So now you can understand, this is what it means. Once we move forward from that, the moon's going to go into Capricorn. Now that we've understood and seen what our dream means relative to this cycle, we're now going to step into Capricorn, and we're going to now take that perspective and move in that direction. This is going to help us understand who's in our corner. Then we're going to go into Moon in Aquarius, charge that energy, make obsolete during the balsamic phase in light of new knowledge, what we no longer believe. Boom. Then we step in, plant new seeds with the new moon in Pisces, which is going to be the most potent new moon of the year. All right. Most magical new moon of the year. So the rest of this week, expect things to heat up, expect things to reveal a lot more crazy, but most importantly, expect at a crucial level to understand more than ever, not just how, but a fuller meaning of your spiritual gifts, of what you're meant to do, of what's possible for you to achieve. And please get out of the habit of letting other people tell you what's impossible. What do they know? What do they know about you? Okay? So just really, everyone may feel like they know something about you, whatever. What do they really know about you? Who really knows your heart other than God? On some real shit. So, with that being said, let insecure people hurt others because they're hurt. Let people who feel like they need someone to be better than them expose their true colors. People are going outside and snitching on themselves. And then there's you winning. You actually love yourself. You did the work on yourself. And you deserve so much more. And everything good that you have coming to you. You stay blessed as always. Peace.